Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of Nilanjana's exclusive English lessons. And please do let me know right here that what is it that you're facing problem with active and passive voice. Please do share in the comments. Without wasting much time, let me move ahead. And those who are coming to my channel for the first time, this is Nilanjana Sarkar, your English language teacher, more than 15 years of teaching experience, always ready to help you with your lessons and helping you to score good marks in your English exams. Let's begin. What is active voice? Active voice is a verb where the subject does the action. When the subject of the sentence does the action, the verb is in active voice. So, example, John cooked the food last night. So, John is the subject of the sentence and he cooked the food last night. So, he's doing an action. What is the action? He cooked the food. So, such a sentence is believed to be in active voice. A verb is in passive voice when something is done to the subject. The food was cooked by John last night. So, over here, the food is cooked by John. The subject receives action and the subject is not doing anything over here. The emphasis is more on what is being done rather than who is doing it. So, therefore, a verb is in passive voice when something is done to the subject. When do we use the passive voice? Now, we use the passive voice in various kind of situations, and most of the time we use the passive voice when the action is more important than the subject. Like when you are not trying to emphasize on who has done something, but rather you want to concentrate on what has happened or what is the situation like. So, therefore, when the action is more important than the subject, that is when we use the passive voice. For example, Rome was not built in a day. So, in this sentence, who has built Rome? That is not important, but we are talking about the event. So, in this sentence, we're talking about the situation of Rome being built, and we're just trying to say that it is not built in a day. We also use the passive voice when the speaker makes an impersonal statement. Impersonal statement refers to something where you talk about in a general manner, where you don't want to personalize your opinion. For example, the matter will be handled firmly. So you're talking about a matter and how you're going to handle the matter. You're assuring that, but you're not telling that who's going to do it, but you're assuring that the matter will be handled firmly. So therefore, these are the examples of passive voice. Passive voice is mainly used in writing skills like report writing or analytical paragraph because in a report writing, we generally give the information about what has happened rather than who has done it. Similarly, in an analytical paragraph, what we do is we give our opinion and we say what we can see on the graph or what we analyze from the table. So, in these kind of writing skills, passive voice is more prevalent, and probably that's the reason you will come across sentences like, it is hoped that, or it is said that. So, whenever you come across such sentence structures, it's very clear that these are examples of passive voice. Those who are having a doubt with analytical paragraph, I think all of you can check out the video where I have explained the paragraph completely and how to write that. But of course, not now, because you need to watch this full video to understand passive voice correctly, because there's an exercise that we're going to do after I finish the explanation. What is the structure of the passive voice? Let's consider the form, the verb form. So it's the be verb, which can be in is, was, have been, and so on, along with the past participles. So, yes, you need to be clear with what is a past participle. Those who don't know, the past participle is the third form of the verb. Example, done, cleaned, seen, etc. So you really need to understand past participle to use the passive voice correctly. Some examples of passive voice: is cooked, the food is cooked, will be done, the work will be done, the building is damaged. So we can understand that in these sentences, we are not telling who has done, but what has happened becomes more important. And yes, if you are not sure about tense, then active and passive voice will be little difficult for you. So here I have given you a table, and my dear students, there is no other way to master tense rather than learning this. So this is something that you have to memorize, my dear students. So I'm going to read out the table where I have segregated tense, active, and passive voice. So in simple present tense, active voice, he reads a book. A book is read by him. Present continuous, he is reading a book. A book is being read by him. Present perfect, he has read a book. A book has been read by him. Simple past, he read a book. A book was read by him. Past continuous, he was reading a book. A book was being read by him. Past perfect, he had read a book. A book had been read by him. Simple future, he will read a book. A book will be read by him. Future perfect, he will have read a book. A book will have been read by him. So that brings us to the tense structure and the table that you have to learn if you want to master active and passive voice. And some of you may be wondering that why haven't I mentioned about present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, and future continuous, right? There must be a question in your mind. So the secret is for these tense structures, passive form is not possible. And that's the reason I have not given a passive example of these sentences. So, therefore, learn the table as quickly as you can so that you can score full marks in active and passive voice. Now, it's time for some exercise, and I'm going to give you a few sentences where you need to change the voice of the following sentences. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds after each sentence, and after that, I'm going to disclose the answer. Okay, let's begin. The boy was being beaten by his teacher. Answer: the teacher was beating the boy. We celebrate Diwali with enthusiasm. Diwali is celebrated with enthusiasm. We expect good news. Good news is expected by us. They cancelled all flights because of the fog. All flights were cancelled. All flights were cancelled because of the fog by them. Languages. How are languages learned by the people? People advised us not to go out alone. We were advised not to go out alone by the people. The farmer will plough the field. The field will be plowed by the farmer. The enemy has entered the war zone. The war zone has been entered by the enemy. The children teased the animals. The animals were teased by the children. Shiva was flying a kite. A kite was being flown by Shiva. Okay, that brings us to the end of the exercise. And I hope you have understood how to change the voice from active to passive or vice versa. Now it's time to practice these sentences and go through the table so that you can master active and passive voice in a short while. So check out a recorded course on tenses that has benefited many students so that you can master active and passive voice by clearing your concept about tenses as well. So, without wasting much time, get yourself enrolled for this amazing course where you get lifetime access, and there are more than 50 worksheets which you can practice at your pace, at your convenience, and also listen to the recorded lectures where you can go through the explanation. So that's all from me today. If you want to know anything more, if you have any queries, do share your concern in the comment section and I will be back with my answer. Thank you so much for watching this video and do subscribe to the channel if you think this content has helped you, and of course, share it with your friends. Bye bye and have a nice day.